channel. I am Jazzy J Sauce, aka Jazz. If you're new here, be sure to thumbs up this video and also be sure to subscribe. I do videos on natural hair, home decor, lifestyle, fashion, all the things that I love and know. So of course by the title, I'm sorry, my hair is just like not working today. Of course by the title you know this is a nipple piercing experience. So a little bit of backstory about nipple piercings and piercings in general. My pain tolerance is pretty high. I enjoy getting piercings. I'm not one to be like very skeevy over piercings. I used to have my septum pierced. I had to get it pierced twice. My nipples are currently pierced. I have ear piercings. And soon, I had a belly button piercing appointment. But of course, with the pandemic going on, I couldn't do that. So we'll reschedule that as soon as possible. But I'm pretty familiar with piercings and all that jazz. And I've always been interested in nipple piercings in particular. Before it was like trendy and before everyone was like, oh my god, I have a nipple piercing, it was so cool. Sorry, my hair was getting on my nerves. Anyway, so I got my piercing in 2016. So I've had my piercing for 4 years. And I don't know if it's a trend of, I don't understand why, but like when something traumatic happens in my life or if a loved one passes away, I get a piercing. I've done that with 2 other piercings and with my nipple piercings. And they weren't intentional. All my piercings were just like, hey, you want to get your septum pierced? Hey, you want to get your nipple pierced? Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. So backstory, in 2016, I moved to New York City and, you know, I was just like on my like, oh yeah, let's try new things. Let's do new things I've never done before. And my roommate at the time, you know, she was into piercings and she wanted to get her nipples piercings. And, you know, we've had conversations about that before. So it was legit a random day where we were walking around West Village. I think we just got something to eat or we were thrifting or something like that. And we were getting to the point where there's like a whole bunch of piercing shops. I don't know if that's West Village or St. Mark's. Correct me if I'm wrong down below. I get them confused. So yeah, we were just walking around and then she was like, Jazz, there's a piercing shop. I think I should get my nipples pierced. I'm like, right now? And she was like, yeah, why not? We're here. And I was like, yeah, sure. If you want to get it done, like, I'm here too. So like, I'll, you know, be there for support. Now, initially I wasn't going to pierce my nipples because like, I'm very strange with piercings. Like I like to like practice like pinching myself or like trying to like make sure I can tolerate the pain that is to be expected. So I didn't have time to like practice. So I was like, I'll get it next time. It's not gonna be a big deal. So we go into a couple different piercing places, and like when you're going in these piercing parlors, you want to make sure you catch that vibe. Like you know when you walk into a space and you're talking about the piercing, and you know you're having conversation with the piercers and like the tattoo artists that are there. If it's a cool spot, one, but also you want to make sure it's clean. Make sure you see certificates, their license. Up, it looks clean, people are going in and out that place, it has great lighting, like all that like goes in my mind when I'm trying to find a good piercer and a good piercing shop. So by the 3rd piercing shop we went to, everything checked off, ding 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 ding, it was great. So of course, like I said initially, I wasn't gonna get my nipples pierced. Friend, she filled out all the information and I'm just standing there, you know, having a conversation with tattoo artists. Oh yeah, this is cool. I was like, oh yeah, we give candy. The guy was like, yeah, we give candy to people who get pierced. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, good to know, whatever. And then it was like, are you sure you don't get pierced? It was like, oh, your friend, she's getting her nipples pierced. Are you sure you don't get pierced? I'm like, no fam, I'm good. Like peer pressure, it doesn't faze me. I'm not doing it, right? And then I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. So then my friend was like, oh, like, I think you should get it done. Like, you know, when's the next time, you know, you're going to get it done, which is true. And I was like, okay. Because of my friend, I'm having this conversation with her. I was like, based upon what happens with you and your experience, then I would decide if I'm going to actually do it. So she goes in, one bam, done. It was very quick, very easy. And she gets pierced, right? So then I go upstairs. I'm getting all sweaty, I'm hot, I'm bothered. I'm like, oh my God, am I actually about to do this? Rude. Am I about to get my nipples pierced? So, I go upstairs and I was like, you know what? When in Rome, when am I gonna do this again? Let's live that spontaneous life. You're in New York City. Go wild. Right? Talked to the piercer about it. I was nervous. I was like, y'all say y'all gonna give candy if y'all get them, if we get a piercing. Where's my Snickers? Where's my Kit Kat? Okay, do you have Hershey's? Like, I want my candy. So, I gave them my information. You'll need a driver's license. If you're not over 18, which I am, but if you're not, you're gonna need parental consent. You're gonna have to fill out a form, sign off on it, and of course, pay for the piercing. Now that you have filled out all the paperwork, payments process, all the good stuff, you're gonna go to the piercing station, and ladies and any guys, anyone really, never ever get pierced with a piercing gun. The only time someone should pierce you with a piercing gun is for your ears. That's it. So when I got my septum pierced, it was legit with a needle, free-handed, and he just like pushed the needle through. And then the same thing for my nipples. Now, of course, I don't know if it's like a general rule, but this particular piercing parlor, they had a curtain. You had to, like, of course, undress, take off your top. My friend was there with me. Okay, it's not a big deal. And then you had to lay flat down, and he legit is holding your nipple and taking the needle and pushing it through, right? So I'm just like trying to stay calm. Okay, take deep breaths, whatever. So the piercer was great at distracting me, keeping a conversation. I'm just running my mouth, and he goes, okay, breathe in. And as soon as you breathe in, and as soon as you're about to exhale, he goes, he pushes it through. And the first time he did that, because I wasn't expecting it, because I guess I was like so into the conversation, I wasn't paying attention. I forgot I was actually here getting my nipples pierced. The first time he did the first nipple, I like jumped a little bit. I was like, and he was like, oh, okay, it's fine. I was like, yeah, it's fine. Like, I'm good. Because it was super quick. He said, okay, but the next time I'm about to do this nipple, now you have to make sure you don't flinch. Now, the reason why he says that you should not flinch, of course, is because when he's putting the needle through, you don't want it to be crooked. You don't want, I guess, if he's putting a needle through and you jump, it'll like not go through properly, then he has to redo it, just to prevent all mishaps. Try to be as still as possible. So when he did do this nipple, I'm like very, not a perfectionist, but like if I'm getting a piercing, I want it to look right, and I'm like, in my head I was like, oh my goodness, I don't want a crooked nipple piercing, like that's gonna be weird. So I made sure to be like, you're just gonna have to take this, you better not move. So did the same thing, 1, 2, 3, inhale. When you exhale, he pushed it through. I did not move at that time. Okay, now on a scale of 1 to 10, the piercing pain for me was probably a 4. It didn't really hurt that much because it was so quick, and honestly I don't think piercings do hurt that much because it's just like 1, 2, 3, and you're over, it's over. So for me, it was on a scale of 4. I know some people have the intention of getting both nipples pierced, and because of the pain of the first one, they're like, oh no, it's a no-go. You're not doing the second one. But for me, it was completely fine. Now, as far as the care for a new nipple piercing goes, I always get like, it's called H2 Ocean. That's just like the signature cleaning spray that I get for all the piercings or new piercings that I've ever had. I will say that the healing of a nipple piercing was very uncomfortable because while your nipple piercing is healing, they're called crusties. This may be a little gross, but on each side of the balls on your nipple piercing, you'll get like this like crusty. It's legit crust of, I guess, like from oozing coming out of the nipple piercing where it's healing. It's not infected, it's healing. It does that. And so sometimes I would forget that I would have them on there, and if my shirt rubbed against it really fast, or my nipple piercing got caught in something, or I just like moved it and that crusty was in there, it would just like go inside the piercing, and it was just like, oh, just thinking about it, it was like, it was kind of painful. But the crusty should not last super long. That's just for the healing process. If you do get a nipple piercing and you have a lot of crusties, or your piercing is constantly bleeding, it's there's pus coming out of it in a white or green color, that's not normal, sis or bruh. Like, go back to your piercer, tell them to check it out. They're the ones who messed you up, so they're gonna figure that out. As far as how long the healing process takes, I am a person where I want to make sure that my piercing is 100% healed. I'll put like down here like what's the recommendation time of like how long your nipple piercing is expected to heal in what time frame. However, for me, I just was like, I'm gonna hold on to a year, and then after they have been there for a year, I will change out the ring. Because the initial gauge they pierce you with, I believe, is a 14 gauge. So it's a thicker needle. So I just left it in there, and they did look kind of big, but I'm like, whatever. I just thought it was so cool because I had them done. So I was like, who's going to say something about my nipple piercings? Of course, like I just stated, I thought after a year I would change my piercing. However, I was just like too chicken shit to do it. I was like, oh my god, like, what if I can't get it back in? Like, yada yada. So I recently just got my piercing changed, and it was completely fine. It was clean. It healed fine. It was a healthy piercing. A healthy piercing? Anyway, I did initially want to change my piercing. I felt like I could not get that little knob off. I was like, oh my goodness, is this like stuck on me forever? Like, I don't understand. Why can't I get it off? Why can't I get it off? So I went to another piercing shop around that same area, and I was in the market for new piercing rings. And I prefer like the barbells versus the hoops, because the hoops just get caught on things, and that can be painful if they're constantly being tugged. Anyway, so I was talking to the guy, and I was like, oh yeah, I haven't changed them yet, whatever. He changed my nipple piercing for me for free, which was great. It was like, oh, since you're just buying them, you can come back and I'll just change them for you. I was like, thanks, bro, man. Thank you so much. So he changed them for me, and he was like giving me tips, which is were super helpful. He was like, let's say like you're like kind of like scared to change them out again, or it's not going through. A tip that he told me to do is use Neosporin and like, I guess, kind of lubricate the bar, and then slide the bar through, and then screw on the little balls. Now I would say my piercer, he was the real OG, because like legit, it's so easy to take my piercings in and out since I'm used to it now. I'm comfortable with doing it because it's just like a straight line. Like, you pierce me so straight. It's not like I have to like wiggle the piercing in, find out where's the sweet spot, where's the hole. It's like whoop, whoop, and we're done. Price point for nipple piercings, I believe I paid $60 for it. Just for the piercing. The solution was an additional $15, and then I gave the piercer a $10 tip. So this piercing was close to $100. But I got 2 piercings for the price. I wasn't mad. It was a clean establishment. The people in there were friendly. My piercer was dope. He is my piercer. Like, I will go to him all the time. His name is Mushu. Ding, 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 ding. I think the name of the place is called West 4th Tattoo. I'm not sure. I know it when I see it. The logo is like a dragon type of thing. But he's super dope, super professional. And yeah, I will say, if you are thinking about getting your nipple pierced, do it. YOLO, you only live once. It's not a big deal. And I would recommend that when you're getting pierced, there's an option where you can get the hoop or you can get the bar. I would suggest 1000% to get the bar, because if I had that hoop when I was freshly pierced, and like sometimes I just forgot they were there, the tugging on your nipples while they're trying to heal is just not good. It can cause trauma within the piercing area, and then it might not heal at all. It might get infected. So I'm glad that I got the bars. And that's just like some words of wisdom. And that was my nipple piercing experience. If you guys like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Smash that subscribe button. If you guys want me to do story times too, because y'all, my life is crazy. Like, the drama that finds me is just out of this world. But if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you're thinking about getting your nipples pierced, comment down below. Let me know if you have any questions. If you want the contact information to my piercer, he's located in New York City. And yeah, that's it. So see you next time. Bye.